Hi, let's talk about Sautillé and put a few things to bed about it. Let's be clear, Sautillé is an on the string stroke, but it sounds off. There's loads of discussion, I see lots of videos on the internet. Let's be clear, what happens is that the hair remains on the string, but the wood bounces. So it gives the effect, it gives the illusion that it's an off the string spiccato stroke. I'll show you the difference. Spiccato is initiated from the air, so we drop the bow. Look down the length of the bow, slowly. And you can achieve that pretty comfortably, up to a pretty quick speed, to be honest, depending on your bow, depending on your hand. If you're playing that stroke in an orchestra with a section of up to maybe 16 players, it's very difficult to get that together. Trust me, I've been there. So what we use is Sautillé, and it's a vital stroke. And what that is, it's initiated from the string. So we start on the string. So you can hear it has a real clarity, but the hair remains on the string and the stick bounces. You can only really practice or play that stroke at a pretty nippy speed, and it's so useful in particularly I found in classical music, and you can get a section to play together. Now, how do you play it? You need to play it around where the kind of balance point of your bow is. Or another way to look at it is between the head and your first finger. Each bow is different, each hand is different. You have to experiment. And I really mean, when I say experiment, I really mean to experiment. And do the daftest things. What happens if you tilt your bow away? What happens if you take your finger off? Everyone's different, and I've seen people play Sautillé brilliantly well with all fingers on. I like to do that. I've also seen people play a brilliant Sautillé taking these fingers off, so you only have a thumb and this finger and your first finger. So you take off the middle finger and the pinky, and it's worked ever so well for them. Everyone's different, but how do we get to it? We start on the string with a détaché. Quite gritty really, don't use much bow. We only use the amount of bow that we are going to be requiring. A little faster, and allow the bow to move in your hand. Now when my fingers move, I'm not initiating each stroke, each up bow and down bow. My fingers are moving a little bit like the tail wagging the dog. The dog's tail wags and the rest of the dog moves with it in sympathy because it's attached. And so my fingers do move because they're changing direction. In spiccato, we initiate each stroke. I'm making the bow bounce. In Sautillé, I relax, and I find it helpful to tilt the bow so that the stick is above the hair. If I cock the wood across, it loses its spring. Hope that's cleared a few things up, and if there's any other bow stroke you'd like me to talk about, drop me a line in the comments, just down there. And while you're at it, why not subscribe to my channel, and we'll go on and see you next time. Bye.